You found your way to Whispers of Crimes, a quiet corner where the shadows of the past are gently told. Here, we speak of real crimes and mysteries, not to shock or scare, but to wonder, to reflect, and maybe to help you fall asleep. So close your eyes, let your thoughts slow down, and come with me into tonight's case. She moved to Madrid for a fresh start, a new chapter in a city filled with promise, but what was supposed to be her escape turned into a deadly trap. Knezevich Henao, a woman whose last message was a simple note, or was it? "I met someone wonderful," she said, but that was the last time anyone heard from her. A man in a motorcycle helmet, surveillance footage erased, and a message that didn't sound like her. The mystery deepens. Who was behind it, and why was she targeted? Was her past following her? Or had she met a dangerous stranger? As the clock ticks, the search for answers continues. Will justice ever be served, or will the truth remain buried? This is the story of Knezevich Henao, and what happened to her will leave you questioning everything. What happened to Ana? Watch now to uncover the truth. Chapter 1. Escape to Madrid. Knezevich Henao had always been known for her strength, independence, and love of life. Born in Colombia and raised with ambition, Ana later moved to the United States, where she eventually married John Poulos, an American businessman. For a time, their life seemed picture perfect. But behind the smiles were mounting tensions. In 2023, Ana filed for divorce. What followed was more than just the end of a marriage. It was a slow unraveling of trust, stability, and safety. By January 2024, Ana had made a bold decision. She would start over in Europe. She moved to Madrid, Spain, a city known for its art, energy, and historical charm. She settled into a stylish apartment in Salamanca, one of Madrid's most affluent neighborhoods, filled with wide boulevards, luxury shops, and ornate buildings. It was exactly the change she needed. Ana immersed herself in Spanish culture. She took language classes, explored museums, and regularly posted cheerful updates on social media. It looked like she was finally finding peace after a turbulent few years. But beneath the smiles and photos, Ana began to sense something was wrong. She confided in close friends that she felt as if someone was watching her. Sometimes it was a man standing too long across the street. Other times it was an unshakable feeling of being followed. Friends told her to be cautious. Ana had always trusted her instincts, but no one could have imagined just how right she was. Chapter 2. The last message on February 2nd, 2024. Ana's closest friends received a message from her WhatsApp at 2 a.m. read, "I met someone wonderful. He has a summer house and we're going there now for a few days. I'll call you when I get back." At first glance, it sounded like exciting news. But those who knew Ana best immediately felt something was off. The tone was distant, overly formal, and lacked the warmth and detail Ana typically shared. Concerned, her friends replied, but received no response. Phone calls went straight to voicemail. A day passed, then two. By the third day, unease turned into alarm. One of her closest friends in Madrid contacted her landlord. The landlord entered the apartment using a spare key. Inside, nothing appeared out of place. There were no signs of forced entry, no broken locks, no overturned furniture, but Ana was gone. Security footage from the building revealed something deeply troubling. At around midnight the night Ana disappeared, a man wearing a black motorcycle helmet and carrying a bag entered the building. He was never seen leaving. Minutes after he arrived, several security cameras within the hallways were spray-painted black. He moved with confidence. This wasn't random. This was a calculated move by someone who knew the building layout, the camera positions, and Ana's habits. Chapter 3. A Vanishing Act. Madrid's police launched a formal investigation within days. With no ransom demand and no trace of Ana, they focused on digital forensics. Analysts scoured Ana's phone data, tracing its last signals. WhatsApp access logs confirmed suspicions. The message sent at 2:00 a.m. was not typed from her device. It was sent from a web session, likely accessed from a laptop logged into her account. It meant someone else had her phone, or at least her credentials. The mysterious man from the security footage became the prime suspect. Police reviewed traffic cameras surrounding the neighborhood and found footage of a black scooter traveling away from Ana's building shortly after the suspected abduction. The rider's helmet and black clothing matched the intruder's description. The scooter had no visible license plate. It slipped into traffic and was lost in the maze of Madrid's late-night streets. Investigators followed a new lead: local stores. Over several days, they located security footage from hardware shops in the area. A man, again wearing a cap and face mask, was caught on camera buying black spray paint, gloves, tape, and a motorcycle helmet. He paid in cash. What was chilling wasn't just the items, but how meticulous he was: gloved hands, avoiding eye contact, choosing stores with no ID requirements. This wasn't impulsive, it was deliberate. Someone had come to Madrid for a purpose. Chapter 4. The Shadow of John Poulos. It was Ana's friends who brought up his name, John Poulos. Her estranged husband. Their marriage had ended quietly on paper, but Ana had shared troubling stories with her circle. John was controlling, often jealous, and had grown unpredictable during the separation. But there was more. Just 1 year prior, John Poulos had been arrested in Colombia for the brutal murder of 21-year-old DJ Valentina Trespalacios. Her body had been found stuffed into a suitcase, left in a dumpster in Bogotá. Poulos was quickly named the suspect, and the story made international headlines. Security footage, GPS logs, and even flight data implicated him. He had fled Colombia hours after her murder, but was captured in Panama and extradited. In a baffling twist, Colombian legal delays and procedural issues led to his release on conditional bail in late 2023. That decision would prove catastrophic. Within weeks, he vanished. Authorities lost track of him, assuming he remained in Colombia. But now, with Ana missing and the evidence mounting, police began to suspect the unthinkable. Had Poulos followed Ana to Spain? Chapter 5. Hunted across borders. Madrid's authorities contacted Interpol. Within days, it was confirmed John Poulos had entered Spain using a forged identity. He booked a short-term rental just a few blocks from Ana's apartment using a fake name. The landlord of the unit described him as quiet, reserved, always wearing sunglasses. He paid in cash and stayed only a few nights. Police found surveillance video placing him in the area during the week Ana vanished. A forensic sweep of the rental unit turned up critical evidence: duct tape, gloves, and fibers matching Ana's clothing. Even more damning, a laptop left behind had accessed Ana's WhatsApp web account. The same message sent to her friends had originated from this device. But Poulos was already gone. He had left Spain using another forged passport, slipping through Europe's Schengen zone with ease. Authorities were now racing against time. A woman had vanished. A known murderer had resurfaced. And international pressure was mounting. Chapter 6. The Sierra de Guadarrama on March 10th, 2024. Over a month after Ana was last seen, two hikers exploring the outskirts of the Sierra de Guadarrama mountains stumbled upon something unnatural. A section of dirt recently disturbed caught their attention. Digging revealed plastic, then cloth, then something far more grim: human remains. Authorities were called. Forensic experts spent hours documenting the scene. The body had been bound and wrapped, buried beneath layers of dirt and pine needles. Dental records confirmed it was Knezevich Henao, The autopsy revealed she had died from asphyxiation. There were no drugs in her system, no defensive wounds. It appeared the attack was swift and one-sided. Soil samples from her burial site were matched to traces found in the scooter Poulos had rented under a false name. His DNA was found on the bindings used to tie Anna's body. With every test, the case against him solidified. Chapter 7. A name that won't be forgotten. Interpol issued a red notice. Poulos became one of the most wanted fugitives in Europe. Spanish authorities coordinated with U.S. and Colombian officials to launch a continent-wide manhunt. But Poulos had a head start, and his pattern showed experience with evasion. He had done this before and gotten away with it. Anna's murder ignited fury and sorrow across 3 countries. Questions spread like wildfire. Why was John Poulos released after being charged with murder in Colombia? How did he acquire forged documents so easily? And perhaps most painful of all, how could a woman seeking peace after divorce end up being hunted down by her past? Anna Knezevich Henao left her home to find freedom and healing. Instead, she became the victim of a calculated international crime that could have been prevented. Her friends and family continue to call for justice, not just in the courtroom, but in the policies that allowed this to happen. Her story is now a symbol, not just of tragedy, but of the urgent need to take threats against women seriously, no matter the borders between them. That's all for tonight's story. Another thread in the web of true crime, quietly unraveling as the night goes on. If you're still with me, thanks for listening. And if sleep has already taken you, may your dreams be peaceful and your mind at ease. I'll be here next time by the fire with another story waiting to be told. Good night, and don't forget to lock your doors.